Greetings from the Duncan Chamber of Commerce. We hope you're having a good start to a great week. We'd like to thank all of our members for their investment in the Chamber. In fact, speaking of members, I'd like to just let you know of a few of the new members we have here at the Chamber of late. We have Barely Street Legal, CABM Productions, an oil production company. We have CW's Lawn Service, Edwards Enterprises Rental, the OSU Alumni Association Stevens County Chapter, Sooner Mobile X-Ray. We have Laura Moore's Rodan and Fields, and the Harvestgate, which is a new restaurant in Deer Creek Plaza. If you haven't had an opportunity, that's on the west side of the highway there north of Plato, next to Sears, the Harvestgate restaurant. Also, I'd like to let you know that some retail things coming up. We met with Maurice's the other day. Maurice's is going to be coming in the Horn Properties area there south of the Walmart Supercenter. That's a great ladies' accessory store and clothing store. We look for them in August. Also, Interurban, which many of you know commonly as Interurban Grill. Perhaps you've eaten there at Norman or Ardmore. They're coming to Duncan and Chickasha. So Interurban should be opening up in July here in Duncan. They'll start catering operations actually in June. So we congratulate both those, and we thank those Interurban and Maurice's for their investment in our community. Also, we'd like to invite you on Thursday, May the 30th, to a ribbon cutting, Eclectic Echo, downtown Main Street, Duncan. Debbie Sledge's great store. If you've never been there, you should certainly go. Eclectic Echo, we're going to have a ribbon cutting there at 10 a.m. on Thursday, so come by and look around and congratulate Debbie on all the work that she's done there at Eclectic Echo. Friday the 31st, also on the legislative side, there's been a very interesting legislative session this year with all different types of subjects addressed, whether it be state income tax, education, or of course the big workers' comp reform. The 31st is the last day of the session, and so we would encourage you to kind of look at the activity this week in the legislature. They're going to have lots of activity there this week. And culminating with that, on June the 7th, a Friday, I'd like for you to put on your calendars, we're going to have a legislative wrap-up luncheon at the Simmons Center. We'll start a little buffet around 11:45, kick off at noon, and try to get you out of there at 1, and give you the opportunity to hear from our local legislators on this extremely busy session that they've had. That's June 7th at the Simmons Center. Also, on Friday, the 31st, the Chamber of Commerce will be hosting our 6th annual Bid Bash auction for Food for Kids. It should be a lively, fun evening. It's a casual evening, kind of a vacation theme. The evening is going to have silent and live auctions. The live auctions and the silent auctions, the proceeds from those are actually all, we try to raise funds for the Food for Kid Backpack program and also for the Chamber's Facility Fund. We'd like to thank our merchants within the community that have donated items that will be auctioned that evening for the Food for Kids auction. We have a lot of items, and we'll kind of get a list of those out to you later, but I would like to mention some big items that we have up for auction that evening. Kent Sullivan has donated Thunder tickets. Jamie and Chris Fitch of the 81 Nutrition have donated OU Texas football tickets for the Bedlam coming up later this year. And Firearm Solutions, they've donated a Marlin 270 bolt-action rifle that we're going to have for auction as well that evening. The Bid Bash is really a great evening of fun, but the purpose of the Bid Bash is to raise funds for the Food Kids Backpack program. For those of you that don't know, many of our children in the community are on free and reduced lunch, and over the weekend sometimes they don't have food at all, and they're discreetly given a package of ready-to-eat foods to sustain them to the weekend, so when Monday comes back around, they're ready to learn, and they're not just so hungry that they can't. So we'd like to thank some of our very special sponsors. We have superhero sponsors the evening. We have Tilly Pressure Test and Chisholm Corner Stores and Family Cars and Truck. We appreciate their $400 donation that will help fund backpacks for a school for the entire school year. We'd like to thank our hero sponsors, Billy Price Stratton Price Insurance Emerson Elementary, Mark Twain and Plato Elementary, the Duncan High School, Woodrow Wilson Elementary. We'd like to also thank our other many sponsors, Horseman School, Main Street Duncan, Arvest Bank, Bank of Commerce, Duncan Area Economic Development, First Bank and Trust, Halliburton Employee Federal Credit Union, Stevens County Abstract, Legacy Bank, Duncan Regional Hospital, Bank First, Halliburton, and we'd also like to thank our contributors, those that could not attend the auction, have donated $100 or more. We'd like to thank Hunt Motor Company, Johnny's, IBC Bank, and Vincent Veterinary Hospital. Without these sponsors and their support, this Bid Bash would not be possible without the merchants that have donated many items. We'd invite you, we still have some tickets available. The tickets are $25 a piece, and we encourage all of our sponsors and those that bought table sponsorships to attend the evening and auction and to participate in those auctions. We're also going to have about 24 celebrity desserts that evening, so those will be auctioned off as well, so it should be really a fun evening. I'd also like to let you know that the Leadership Duncan Steering Committee will be meeting on June the 3rd. As you know, our Leadership Class 18, it opened up to applications last month. We've actually closed the application process now. We received 27 great applicants. We'd like to thank all those that applied. We'd like to thank the many employers in the community that not only commit the time for these employees to invest in the leadership training that will take place over August through May of next year, but we'd just like to thank those that make the leadership program possible. We'd like to thank the steering committee that devote many hours to the leadership program in our community. Leadership, as you know, is one of the main building blocks of economic development in our community, and we thank all of those that participate in the leadership program. I'd like to just leave you with a couple of thoughts today. Often think with all the different people that work together in the community and all the different partnerships and sharing with one another to move the community forward. I like a quote of Woodrow Wilson. He said, "I not only use all the brains that I have, but all that I can borrow." And that's one thing about Duncan as a community. If one organization doesn't know how to do something, there are so many people that are willing to volunteer their time and their expertise, and we would like to thank them all, because as Benjamin Disraeli, the former Prime Minister of England, said, he was in the 19th century, "Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action." From the Chamber, we send our best wishes to you and hope you have a great week, and thank you very much.